Welcome to You Had Me at Podcast, where we fall in love with romantic comedies all over again, one decade at a time. I'm Jess Sterling, and of course, I'm joined by my co-host, who's having an okay day, bought a Coke Zero at the gas station, raise the roof, Stuart. How are you?
I'm good. Wondering if we need to rename this podcast or change the parameters. Because it seems to me, and I'm going to put you on blast almost immediately, Jess,
How dare
you didn't
you?
pick a rom-com because there was so little rom in this com. I feel like someone has broken the rules.
Numero uno. You picked this film, sort of, kind of, because we had struck a bargain. So mostly you picked this film. So look in a mirror. Secondly, a numero dos, if you will. Look on the Googs. Look on the IMDb's, and you will seize with your eyes. It is labeled romantic comedy. So
This is why
blame
you don't.
the internet.
This is why you don't trust the internet and everything you read, people. Because I'm
There
looking at
is
the
some
Wikipedia right now, and
rom
it
in the
says
com.
teen romantic comedy. Where was the romance?
Yeah, it's really, there's not a lot of this is very Bridesmaids-esque, I'd say, in terms of
Yes.
the amount of romance. And I don't dislike that. Like, I think what we do get is quite quaint, quite cute. But it's also interesting now, knowing the trajectory that like Penn Badgley's career is going to take, and the fact that there's just so little of him in this movie is actually kind of wild. Like
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Joe, creepy serial killer, Mr. Gossip Girl, and the like. Barely in
Yes,
this
I've
movie.
seen those pieces of media. Yes, I understand.
Okay, Gossip Girl, I understand. I binged it just like 2 years ago. And
XOXO, that's all I know.
it's so bad. It's actively bad in very early aughts, but it's fine. It's very like CWWB sort of a vibe. But You is a Netflix phenomenon. That's pretty interesting that you haven't seen any of that.
The only exposure I've had to that show is when I inadvertently hit enter before typing the full YouTube URL out, and it comes up on the Google search.
Incredible.
That's it. Is he a stalker in that?
Oh, okay.
Like,
You literally know nothing about this. Okay, so Penn Badgley plays a character named Joe Goldberg. And it's so interesting because the very first, it had like 4 or 5, it's over now. It had like 4 or 5 seasons. The very first episode, it's very heavy on monologue, so you're in his head, and it
okay.
feels at first like it is very romantic. Like he works at a bookstore, a girl comes in, he's like, and then there was you. And it's like very like nice and cute. And then he stalks her and becomes obsessed with her, and you find out, oh no, this man is he's bad. He's very bad. He's very, very, very
And it's
bad.
all from his perspective.
Yeah. Yep.
Wild.
And there are multiple seasons. And there are a few seasons where it's like, meh, but there is one season, because usually you don't get this. Usually season 1 is like the best season, and then it's like all downhill from there, right? Not this show. There was a season where they kind of had him meet his match, if you will. That was my favorite season. There is a season with Charlotte Ritchie in it. You may know Charlotte. She was on Taskmaster. She's British. She's in a season. If you Googled her, you probably would recognize her.
I'm
Yeah,
Googling.
Goose.
I'm the worst with remembering names.
I'm
yes.
So she's in a season. Hey, she might be in 2 seasons. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the point being, it was very riveting television. And they didn't try to play it off like this guy is like a hero. It was very much like, we hate him. So, anyway.
Interesting.
That's Penn Badgley.
I was gonna say, infinitely more likable in this film, despite having maybe 5 minutes of screen time.
I mean, yeah, he's Woodchuck Todd. What's not to like?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
topless and covered in blue paint, apparently.
Blue Devil. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Blue Devil. Yeah, Easy A. I watched this a lot way back when it like came out. I think I had the DVD because this came out in 2010, so I would have been like out of high school, going into college. This hit me at the right time. This was like my kind of comedy. I think there are some things that age well in this, and then some things that are like, oh God, it's like 16 years old. The number of times the word homosexual is thrown around is actually pretty jarring. Like, we wouldn't say that now. Like, we would just be like, that person is gay, that person is
Mm-hmm.
queer. Like, you wouldn't be like, he's a homosexual. It's just
Feels
so much.
really clinical, as
It
if like the
does.
writers are trying to be like, look, I'm not poking fun at these people. I'm talking about the like normally I'm using the proper terminology. It's like,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
that's just it's still not quite there. But yeah, I'm surprised that you think that a lot. Well, some of this age as well. I was there the whole time just thinking this has dated
Um,
badly.
I yes, I would say, like, the stuff that ages well is kind of like the calling out of slut shaming and how, like,
Oh, yeah.
toxic and horrible it is, right? Like, that is what I was thinking kind of ages well. A lot of it doesn't, which we'll get into, but I still found myself, like, remembering some of the lines. Like, I
Hmm.
mostly that I remember saying some of these things to my friends constantly, like the, like, "Melody Bostic," like, the way the way she
Yeah.
says "Melody Bostic" is, like, very,
Yum.
it's very, like, "Here's Nigel with the brie." It's like,
Hmm.
"Melody Bostic." Like, it's yeah, it's so
There's
good.
there's banger quotes in this film, and there's something that we've established in like previous films is that I feel like for them to be like truly iconic, they have to be quotable, and
Yes.
this has so many. Like I didn't remember too much about this film. Completely forgot Lisa Kudrow was in it, and that entire
Yeah.
plot line. Really, yeah, I still remember. I gotta pack it, gotta pack it, gotta pack it. Like
Yeah.
remember that. Remember Stanley Tucci and the "Who told you?" Like
Yes.
just
Yes.
parents. Like there's some really like solid jokes in this film. But yeah, like so much was dated. I'm
Yeah.
like I was just very aware this is like really a film of its time, which is why I was kind of appreciating us getting to cover it because I feel like if we're doing this thing through the decades, this is quintessentially the 2010s, like
It
100%.
feels very, very 2010s. It does feel like that because it's like, again, like I said, I just got out of high school when this came out. So at the point I was not far removed from being in high school. And yeah, this is kind of what high school feels like at times. It's an exaggerated version of it, but like, yep, this is about right.
Hmm.
So let's remind people what happened in this movie in case you haven't watched it in a while and you didn't get to revisit it. There's some storylines that truly will blow your mind if you don't remember them.
Yeah.
Poor Olive Pendergast is an absolute nobody in her massive high school in California. That is until a rumor floats around that she inadvertently started herself because she wanted to avoid spending time with her best friend and her like hippie nudist family, which is a wild storyline. Olive lost her virginity. She gains the attention of devout Christian Marianne, played by one Amanda Bynes in her last acting role, which we will get into. Um, who is aghast at Olive's rumored promiscuity. Meanwhile, Olive confesses the truth to classmate Brandon, a gay student being bullied daily, and Brandon convinces Olive to serve as his beard. This leads to a new career opportunity for Olive, fake having sex with teen boys for money. Naturally, they're reading the Scarlet Letter in class. So Olive, who is now getting slut shamed daily, stitches red A's onto her new lingerie laden wardrobe and leans into her reputation as a tramp. Fucking dickhead Rhiannon is such a jealous bee that she doesn't want to be friends with Olive anymore. And things get really bad when Jesus freak boyfriend of Marianne gets chlamydia and says he got it from Olive when he really got it from the guidance counselor who is Lisa freaking Kudrow and is married to Olive's English teacher who is like Olive's favorite teacher, of course. So that's a big fat yikes. Olive accepts blame to save her favorite teacher's marriage. Eventually, Olive decides to tell the truth and does a whole live stream to basically admit that she's not actually a slut and she really just has a crush on cute guy Todd, who is the school's mascot, which like we love. We really love it. They ride off on a lawnmower together in an homage to many iconic rom-coms of the past, which I'm sure we will talk about. That is the movie that we watched, Stuart.
Interesting film. I was about to do. I was about to chime in like good film. I feel I'm a bit mixed on it.
Okay.
But I don't. I certainly didn't dislike it. I think it's just aged a little poorly in my mind in terms of
Sure.
like it's kind of got slightly like the Juno effect of just kids don't talk like that, and it's very much
Yeah.
like I don't buy
Ooh,
that kind of like thing.
burn. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but I still find myself quoting it. Maybe kids do talk like that because of the influence of this, and maybe that's not necessarily a good thing in society at the time. I don't know, but yeah, like I found myself like chuckling a hell of a lot of the jokes. Like the jokes when they land are hilarious, and the story itself is good. Olive, though, as a rootable main character, is a bit all over the place. Like, really, like you
Yeah.
kind of like they kind. Surely you see how bad this is gonna go, right, Olive? Right? Please tell me you see this.
It's
And
interesting though, because I think I kind of like that she is a bit middle of the road in terms of like morality and stuff. Like she's not
mm,
a true blue hero. And I think I like that because it feels like she is kind of like the quote unquote everyman. She is kind of like your average high school student, like who probably does want to be more well known than they currently are. I feel like what tripped me up more than that was the fact that Rhiannon, who is like, I suppose supposed to be her best friend, like that is how it is like framed to us. They don't seem like they're friends, like kind of
no,
at all. She's basically tells this lie that starts everything because she's like, I don't want to spend time with this girl. And this girl is actually like very forceful, pretty mean, like to Olive throughout. And so that I guess is where I got mostly confused. But maybe Olive is just an introvert like most of us, you know?
yeah. I mean, who hasn't made excuses to not spend time with people, even if you love them? Like
And
everyone needs
I certainly
their
want to spend time with my friend whose parents are like nude all the time.
yeah, especially when
Like
they're like leaning over and like
she
tits
got
right in your
whacked in the
like
face.
face. Yeah, like full boob to the
She
eye.
got like accidentally motorboated. Like she had to motorboat. She motorboated by accident. You know? There was a big old boob graze.
Jeez, that was outrageous. And it's like, yeah, I think like that is perfectly justifiable to like make that excuse and like back away. But like sometimes even if it's not just a case of escaping that, everyone needs their own time to, sing a crappy song from a gift card and paint your dog's nails and dance like an absolute fool. I don't blame her for that, but like this whole friendship, yeah, is not a friendship. Like I kind of this is where I think I find it just a little odd because I mean Emma Stone's Emma Stone, yet she's being painted as this kind of like freak, and I'm like, but that's Emma Stone. Like I don't
Yeah.
feel like Olive's character really works for her a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I guess okay. Yeah. Yeah. I totally understand what you're saying in terms of like how can we believe that Emma Stone wouldn't be cool in high school? But I think the way that they shot it, making it like this massive Californian school, and that Olive is from a very like unconventional family, not necessarily in like her parents are married, they have two kids, that's all very normy, but they're strange people, right? Like they are not your average parents, I would say.
Mhm.
So I think the way in which Olive is a bit of a weirdo could alienate her, and that is a little bit more believable. What I found more unbelievable was like, how does she have no friends? Like, again,
Yeah.
she has Rhiannon, but Rhiannon is not a friend. I'm sorry. Like, Rhiannon is so pushy, and then immediately is like, oh my God, Olive, you're such a slut. I'm not friends with you. You slept with two guys. Ew. Girl, what? What?
Yeah, it's the extreme reaction, and clearly, like she, it. I think everything that Olive says to her towards the end is like completely true. It's like, yeah, she's just like jealous, and maybe there's that again. I'm not sure if this is maybe just a bad take on like portraying female friendships as not really being friends, but like constantly competing. You keep the other
Yeah.
one around because you look hotter, like compared to her. That kind of like trope. I kind of got that vibe a little from it as well, because and it seemed that it was being portrayed that Rhiannon was the one that kept Oliver around for those kind of reasons, because she was always the one that shone. And that was why the dynamic of what Olive did to get the attention worked for Olive, because she was like, finally, I'm the one that's got one over on her, and like I'm the kind of one that's getting a bit of the attention and everything. Yeah, that was just the most unbelievable thing that she just doesn't have friends,
Yeah,
and that she
I
has to
just wanted
resort
her
to
to
this.
have, like, an actual real best friend, and it was really sad that she really just had nobody. Like, because it
Hmm.
turns out that, like, it didn't even their friendship was a bit of a farce anyway, because, Rhiannon had kissed mascot Todd, like, and never told Olive. Meanwhile, Olive was feeling so guilty about going out with the guy that, like, Rhiannon had a crush on or whatever.
Hmm.
Like, it really, and the fact that Rhiannon is, like, holding up signs with, like, Bible verses on them in protest of, like, excuse me? Let a girl get laid, you weirdo. Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
she's not even really getting, but, like, that, of course, like I said, while this sort of slut shaming stuff, like, did and probably still does happen in high schools, it does feel like it is very exaggerated in, like, are people protesting with signs like that a girl is having sex? Probably not, but certainly the rumor mill is gonna churn, and it's going to, like, get out of hand, and then the rumors will spiral out of control like a game of telephone. It's like, "Oh, now the guy you banged is 20 years older with a goatee," like,
Hmm.
none of that is true. Um, I almost wish because Rhiannon sucked so much and was not really a best friend, I almost wish they let Brandon kind of step in as her best
Yeah.
friend. I feel like we could have utilized him more than just the one-off and kind of like the catalyst for this whole, like, business, you know?
Yeah, he was definitely like so much like more personal, like on screen. Like the two of them had a bit more chemistry, I think, as well. And it would have been like a good fit, I think, of just pulling her away from this non-friendship. Maybe she kind of discovers like and hanging out with Brandon and stuff is the catalyst to her being even more kind of like, well, on the side of this, maybe going along with it, and they just build a friendship that way. That would have been so much better, actually. Yeah, more
I
Brandon.
think
Get
it
rid of
works,
him.
especially because like, I remembered the scene of them, like, pretending to have sex at the party, and it's just like, "Oh, yeah." Like, it's just so much. It's so much. But I think he could have served as, like, a really good best friend for her, because they both feel like they don't fit in. They both feel like they're a bit on the outside. They know each other's biggest secrets. Um,
Hmm.
I do think it would have worked, and
It would have
instead,
been really like Mean Girls in a way, in like the secret
mhm,
friendship with like Katie and forget their names. But yeah, the two others in Mean Girls is like they can have the friendship, but it can be a secret one that's like
right.
almost like second and hidden away. Like that totally could have worked because they would have had to have done that to keep up the ruse that he was straight and that they had slept together. So they probably couldn't hang out in school and stuff. But maybe like afterwards, she's like confiding him and going, "Oh, this is happening," and like get into
Yes.
it that way rather than a vlogging webcam, which is
Yeah, she's
again
just on
the
her
aging of
own.
this.
Yeah, yeah. It just feels sad because she is so alone and really doesn't have anyone to confide in. And maybe they did that on purpose. Like, maybe that is the point. Because
Hmm.
at the point where Lisa Kudrow, the guidance counselor, reaches out to her at the behest of her husband, um, you can tell she wants to tell somebody, like, all of this is a lie, none of it is true. And Lisa Kudrow just hands her a handful of condoms and is like, okay, on your merry way now. Like, worst guidance counselor ever.
The trope of guidance counselors being portrayed as just people that just don't want the job is one of my favorite things. We've seen it with Alison Janney and 10 Things I Hate About You and the whole career
Yep.
guidance stuff. Mean Girls again, where the
Yep.
coach is giving like the sex ed talk and is just like, you will have
If you have
sex. You
sex,
will
you will die.
exactly, yeah.
Mhm.
Here, take some condoms. It's just like they're always the same. Did you have a guidance counselor? Like, is this
Yeah,
an actual thing? This is like such an American
we did.
thing. I don't
I
think we
will
have guidance
say,
counselors.
usually, I went to a fairly small school, but we even still had multiple guidance counselors, and you went based on like name in the alphabet. So like this person has A through blah blah blah. So you, because imagine having like 200 and something, more than that, like hundreds of kids, right? But generally speaking, in my experience, I never saw my guidance counselor. The only people who did were people who like really needed help, maybe were struggling. The
Hmm.
only time I remember ever meeting up with my guidance counselor was when it was time to like look at colleges and stuff. Like in my junior year, I went in to have like conversations about where are you applying, where do you hope to go? And occasionally I think I had them with like choosing your classes, as much as you had options, right? Like what do you want to take? Are you into art, sports, whatever? Um it is a thing. Yes, like guidance
Wow.
counselors are a thing, but I never had a ton of interactions with my guidance counselor because I generally didn't have like issues in school. But yeah, this is definitely a thing. But like there wouldn't be one guidance counselor for this entire school. Like that's insane. Look at the size of this place. Like it's so many kids.
I don't know. I mean, I take one over my none. We had hundreds of kids at my school,
So
and there was absolutely no one to like serve that role. I feel like we
who
over
would you
here
talk to about that stuff?
just skip a step and bring in social services if it got to like if it was one of those kind of
No, but, like,
situations.
in terms of,
But when it
like,
comes
picking classes and, like, if you needed to, like, talk through school choices and stuff.
parents, and if they're not there,
Oh.
like you do it yourself, like
Oh, geez,
crack
yeah.
on with it. Yeah, I think the only time we got any form of guidance was during the whole process of like picking universities. If you were going down that route, and they would just go, right, here's the tips on how to do your applications and stuff
Oh.
like that. That was about it that I
Hmm.
remember. I don't know.
It's a big thing here. I mean, again, I am saying this very far removed at this point from having been in high school. I don't know how it works now. But at the point in the movie when this movie came out, that was how it worked. And probably it makes sense to me that both the principal who she gets sent to went for calling that girl a twat, and and the guidance counselor, them not really knowing who Olive is, it makes sense if she has not previously been in trouble. If you're not
Hmm.
someone who repeatedly gets into, disciplinarian situations, they probably don't know who you are because you're not a repeat offender. You're not a common face. You don't see them all the time in a bigger school, especially like where Olive seems to be going. Yeah, it made sense to me, especially because she just seems like she doesn't get in trouble much. I will say, 0% chance I would have ever been able to wear lingerie to school without getting in trouble. Like
Yeah,
we had very strict clothing requirements, and obviously you had uniforms and all of that, so probably didn't
yeah,
strict in that way.
it's
Um
easier.
yeah, we had, so, Olive mentions the skirt not being shorter than where your fingertips fall. That was a thing. There was also your tank top straps had to be 3 fingers thick. So we couldn't have worn any tank top with the thin straps.
What if you've
Don't
got really thin fingers, or like what if you've got really fat fingers? Like that's such
You're
an arbitrary
fucked.
measurement.
Yeah, it's dumb. You couldn't have, you remember the height of the Juicy Couture sweatpants? You could not wear any sweatpants with words on the butt. And
Wow.
notice how all of these guidelines only generally apply to one sex. Just putting
Yeah.
that out there, just feeling the need to point that out.
Funny that, Joe.
Funny how
Yeah.
that works, huh? Yeah, there were a ton. Oh, you couldn't wear halter tops, not like tube tops. I mean, I don't think you
Oh
could wear
yeah.
halter tops either. Actually, very into the straps. The straps very much mattered. Something about a bare shoulder was really offensive to the school administrators.
Those
Um,
sexy, sexy shoulders.
those sexy shoulders on the 16-year-olds in our school. Watch out,
Oh
baby.
Christ.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
never thankfully we never got into that because of uniforms, which like up to a point. Then we get sixth form, which is like the kind of like between high school and going off to university, kind of like
Mhm.
2 years. There we got to like wear our own clothes, but it was always like the dress code was like smart casual, but no one actually went anything smart. It was just like jeans and a hoodie. And I think everyone at that point was over their rebellious kind of like I'm gonna break the rules and you know not like I'm gonna like not wear my tie or like have my skirt high or something like
Mhm.
that. So I think we kind of got that out of our system. Maybe a
Yeah.
benefit of uniforms. Just gonna say. Just gonna say.
Oh, I'm not listen, it is what it is, like, people used it as a form of, like, self-expression, right, which I think is totally fair. The other
Yeah.
2 rules that just came to mind, which were more gender neutral at the very least, where you couldn't wear hats, no hats at all, baseball caps, beanies, no sort of hat you could wear, and this one is very funny. You couldn't wear sunglasses. Do you know why, Stuart, you weren't allowed to wear sunglasses in my school?
Why?
Because
Did you
teachers
like
want
pretend to be asleep or something?
No, they didn't care if you slept in class, no. Because, if I don't know if you ever heard this, Stuart, but imbibing in the marijuana sometimes gives you bloodshot eyes, and we gotta make
Does
sure
it?
them kids isn't on the weed, so we've gotta be able to see their eyeballs. Yeah.
Wow, as if the smell wasn't enough.
There's no other possible way to
Yeah.
tell. Yeah, there were really dumb rules when I was in high school. Again, I have no idea, and this is upstate New York, like small town. I don't know what any other school does, any other rules, but like, yeah, I felt this when Olive was like, my skirt is the right length, but you would never, like, never ever be able to wear what Olive was wearing in my high
Yeah.
school. Like, first of all, the straps alone. But lingerie on the outside, all the girls were the only ones who were ever sent to the office for wearing something quote unquote inappropriate. Although I will say, and again, ages very poorly nowadays. I remember as a joke, a boy in our grade wore a skirt one day and got sent to the office. I'm like, you can't do that now. Imagine if you did that now. Um,
We
but
get
yeah.
that a lot over here in like the summer. There's always some local paper story about a boy getting sent home from school because he turns up in the summer in a skirt because
Who
we have
cares?
stupid uniform rules that don't allow boys to wear shorts when it's hot. And it's
Right.
like you want to wear full length trousers in like sweltering 40-degree
Yeah.
heat. Like,
Also, what is it bothering any I just don't understand. Like, is
yeah.
it impeding your ability to learn? Like, I'm sorry, my shoulders bothering you?
Mm.
Yeah, but I love her tenacity and like her angrily stitching all of the A's. I loved this as like
Just
a
stabbing
F
herself.
you. Yeah. I loved it as like an F you to everyone around her. I just thought
Hmm.
it was great. Now, do I think it's realistic that Olive Pendergast, who seemingly wasn't really wearing stilettos prior to this, can just straight up run in like these teeny tiny high heels? No, that's not realistic. But this is Emma Stone and she's an icon, so you know.
Yeah, I love that determination that she had on it. It was just like, no, like if I'm gonna break the rules, I'm gonna break the rules. Like I'm gonna really like piss some
Mhm.
people off. And I think it's a real testament to her family dynamic because it's unique. And it's just like you can tell that she's just been raised with no filters whatsoever. And there's not this arbitrary sense of authority or like respect for authority that's just again arbitrary because of like roles of like teachers. You kind of earn respect by turning up and doing shit, and kind of love that because the parents they're not completely freely being hippy dippy and letting her get away with murder. Like they are instilling in her like good lessons, but they're doing so
Mhm.
as if she's an adult. And so there is this like great vibe from Olive is that she is just above all of this, but she's still going to act immaturely in terms of her responses. And I'm kind of like, I love that in a way because I love that determinism of just being an adult. And it's like, well, what am I going to do? Malicious compliance. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going
Mhm.
to take the lesson that I'm being taught at the moment and I'm going to exhibit it for all of you to show you that you're all dickheads. Phenomenal bit of that. But yeah, the whole swing of shit and stabbing herself was just ridiculous. Like, surely as angry as you are, you would learn your lesson after like maybe the second time you
We're
stab yourself with
thimbles.
a
That's what
needle.
thimbles are for.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's really great. And I felt the absolute worst for her when the whole chlamydia rumor starts and like Marianne, who played by Amanda Bynes, is like again, such a like stereotype of a stereotype. It's like a hat on a hat on a hat.
Mm-hmm.
Of this girl who is just the handshake that gets done like 50 times in this movie of like you like kiss your hand, then you kiss your heart, and then you raise it to God. Like it's so good. Her like performance in this and the hugging, like the where she's like, "Oh my god, we're friends. I saved you." Um, it was so good.
Brilliant. Like Amanda Bynes, I'm sure we'll like get into like everything that's gone on like since. And it's a shame that this is Amanda Bynes' last role.
Yeah.
Because Amanda Bynes is a fantastic comedy actor. Like it's just
Yep.
so funny. Like when she was like oh god, they were having a conversation about her boyfriend. Don't you find it odd that he's been in high school like since he's 22? And it's like he chose it, and she's like, "No, don't you find it weird?" It's like, "No, he
He.
chose it." I was like, "Fantastic! I love that so much."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just and like obviously so much went on in her personal life, and it's like a shame that it's like gone where it is. Seems that she's more content and happy now, which is really kind of positive. But the real someone that went through the absolute ringer of Hollywood
Yeah.
as a kid, which
Child
doesn't sound
acting.
healthy.
I
Yeah.
will say, like, I definitely credit Amanda Bynes for a large portion of my sense of humor as a kid. Like, she was the actor of the 90s. All that, the Amanda Show, like the timing, her natural talent for timing and comedy was so it was just unrivaled. It's really devastating that this is her last acting role because it is so good. Like it is
Mhm.
she's incredible in it. And obviously like you said a lot going on in her personal life. I would have loved to see what sort of comedic career she could have blossomed from all of this. Like she was kind of I mean not just getting started, she had acted for many years at this point, but like still very young in this
Sh-
role.
She could have joined like Keenan Thompson and been like an SNL regular
Yep,
for like years. Like
absolutely.
she's definitely got those like props to it and everything like that. Like I remember like just I never watched the Amanda show, but like I'd always see like clips of it because our Nickelodeon was slightly different to the US Nickelodeon. I don't think
Mm,
we ever got the full shows. It would always be those skits spliced between actual like
mhm.
episodes of like Rugrats and Real Monsters and things like that. And it's just hilarious. It's just
Yeah.
like really
Man,
good.
Amanda show is so good. Now the dancing lobsters. It was so good. Like that was such a good
Hmm.
show. And yeah, I just think she's so funny in this role. Like she is really good at playing these like outlandish characters.
Yeah.
And Marianne is just so unhinged. And yeah, so to get back to it, like it really broke my heart that like, okay, her and Marianne are friends for like half a day until her douchey boyfriend lies and says that Olive is the one to give him chlamydia. When and this
Yeah.
is where I'm like, I'm losing the plot here. Okay, so nasty Jesus guy does it with the guidance counselor, Lisa Kudrow. He got it from her, apparently, I would assume. Where the hell did Lisa Kudrow get chlamydia from then? Anybody? Everybody? Who was she sleeping with?
That I think is the biggest plot hole of this entire show because it's implied that they're just having an affair, right? But
Right.
like I guess the implication is that he or she is whoring around further beyond like that
I
as
assume it was
well.
Lisa
Like it
Kudrow
doesn't just
because
manifest.
when Olive tries to admit to Lisa Kudrow, like I'm not a big whore. She's like, no, I know you're not because if you were, you couldn't admit it to yourself. She makes it
Yeah.
seem like she is sleeping around.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's where she got the chlamydia from. But Olive is really put
Uh,
in a tough spot because of this freaking guidance counselor. The audacity of her to be like, "Oh, you can take the heat from this, right?"
That
Nasty.
was yeah. And this is the thing that I find conflicting on this because in that scene as well where she like talks about like no you wouldn't want to admit it to yourself kind of thing. Felt bad for her because it's like that's not the thing that you should feel shame for. You should feel shame for abusing your position of power and betraying someone's trust in you. Go and sleep with whoever you want. Like sleep with everyone. Like
Preferably not
that's your life.
students. Yeah.
preferably not students exactly. They're consenting adults, I
Yep.
think should be a given. Like
The
I
way
feel
she
like
says
that's a
he's
bar.
he's 21 in 8 months or whatever the hell she says, like
That was
counting
the
the
worst.
months.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's legal. It's like, I'm sorry if you gotta look it
If
up.
you
I
have to
think that's
Google
like,
whether or
maybe
not
a
your
warning
sex is
sign.
legal, let's not. Then don't
Yeah.
do it. How about that?
But then, like, so you feel bad for her in that sense because that's the aspect of like slut shaming that this film is like meant to be talking about and stuff. But then equally, they're like, no, she's abusing her position of power and she is an awful human being. So yeah, and she also not only abused her position of power with him, she does it with Olive by making her, well, not making her, but like guilting
Pressuring
her
her.
into taking the
Yeah.
blame. Like there's no way a kid goes, yeah, I'll say I had chlamydia. And you as an adult just go, this has gone too far. I'm sorry. I've got to correct my mistake here. You can't just
Yeah.
ruin some young girl's life and reputation for this.
Yeah.
Ah, that was outrageous.
Yeah, it
Lisa
was really
Kudrow is I was so angry with that.
I know because it's Lisa Kudrow, and you're like, "But I love Lisa Kudrow." Like, "What's
Mm,
happening though?" But she's Phoebe. Like, what are we doing here?
yeah.
Yeah, it was really upsetting, and I felt like because I love Olive's parents, don't get me wrong. I think they're very funny. I think they're just they're the comedy. They're both. I mean, Stanley Tucci. Like, they're both so funny. Um, at the point where your daughter is like, "Hey, you may hear around town that I have chlamydia, but I don't." I really feel like maybe you should be asking more questions.
Yeah.
Like, they're just very quick to be like, "You've got this."
Oh, I don't know, because like on one hand, I kind of want to be on their side because I feel like they just have an immense amount of trust and belief in her to do the right thing and to solve her own
Sure.
problems. Like they really are creating a really independent and kind of like headstrong child. But yeah, they do have a duty of care, and they are
She's still,
really
like, 16,
towing that.
right? Like,
Yeah.
she may think she has this and she's fine, but, like, check in, you know? Like, and then and the dad does, like, Stanley Tucci does, like, pop his head in at one time. He's like, "I know you're not having sex because, your boyfriend's a homosexual." But the ongoing storyline of, like, the fact that her mom was, like, a huge slut in high school also just is the best.
When she's like,
It's so
she's
funny.
like, I have my leg up here, and
It's
then the
so
episode's
good.
like, I'm just gonna asphyxiate myself with my scarf. Like,
Yeah. It's really, really good. But yeah, I do think at that point where your daughter obviously looks like she's going through something, like maybe
yeah,
sit her down and actually have a real chat with her. So not great on their part cuz like I said, the thing I took away from this is like Olive feels so isolated. Like she is so extremely alone for most of this film and it's only through the one chat that she has with mascot Todd, who is like, "Hey, by the way, like what you did for me when we were like in 8th grade of not making me kiss you." Like he's like, "Do what you got to do." Like I don't think any less of you for any reason and that is like, wow, maybe I should actually be like telling the truth about all of this. Like kind of who
hmm
cares? Like I've taken on so many people's burdens that I maybe should stop doing that. Mascot Todd is great in this movie. I do think it is the wrong time to kiss her though. Like if a girl's face is wet with tears, if anyone's face is wet with tears, like probably don't go in for the kiss. Like probably
Why
not.
is why is that a common thing? Like, it's Harry Potter as well, where Harry kisses
Yeah.
Cho. And it's just like she was crying, and it's like,
She has a
don't
stuffy
do it
nose. Like girl
then.
can't even breathe right now. You're covering up her only source of oxygen like with your mouth. Like she can't breathe, okay? I'm just saying, like, why are we watching movies where like the kissing is always so weird? Like, stop kissing people's eyelids. Stop
Because
kissing
we're
people when they're
reviewing rom-coms, Jess. This is romantic, apparently.
This is romantic.
According to Hollywood.
I have a high bar for romance, I guess. Don't kiss me when I've been crying, please. Like I because it's like snotty. Like there's like it's not
Yeah.
cute. Like uh what is it? I think it's a Sabrina Carpenter song that's like talks about like how cute she looks when she cries or whatever. Like I don't know, makes her eyes bluer or whatever. I don't know. I'm not like that. Like I'm not an ugly crier, but like what's happening on my face is not pretty. Like, stop, you know?
Mhm.
Like, leave a person alone. Give them space.
Love the idea of like Sabrina Carpenter being like, I'm cute when I cry. And it's like you're Sabrina Carpenter, for
She's Sabrina
fuck's sake.
Carpenter.
Yeah,
Exactly. She's
exactly.
cute when she does anything. She's like
Yeah,
freaking 5'2"
exactly.
or whatever the hell. Like, please put her in my pocket. Anyway. Uh I love her so much. Yeah, I love the references. There are a lot of rom-com references in this. We get like the big musical number, obviously a reference to like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Also the
Yeah.
moment in the shower that I got a pocket with the mohawk, a reference to
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Many references to the Breakfast Club with the fist pump in the air, and
16
obviously
candles.
16 Candles, the Say Anything with the boombox, although this time he has speakers. And one that I know you
Again,
aren't
that's aged. Sorry.
one that I know that you're not super aware of is the lawnmower, where the lawnmower stuff comes in, is an
Yeah.
homage to Can't Buy Me Love, which she does mention by name. This is a 1987 rom-com with Patrick Dempsey, and he is so young in it. And essentially, this is like a modern retelling of that story where he is a nerd. He's a big fat nerd. And he is like very into astronomy. He's like going to the mall to buy a telescope or something, and he runs into Cindy, who is the female lead. She is this rich girl who has borrowed her mom's like suede tasseled pantsuit or something and gotten something on it, red wine, whatever. It's ruined. She's trying to like go to the store to get it exchanged, and she doesn't have any money to like pay for it. And so he is like, I will pay for this if you pretend to be my girlfriend because I'm so
Ooh.
uncool. And so she agrees. He pays her $1,000 in 1987
Whoa.
to pretend to be his girlfriend for a month. And of course they fall in love. Of course they fall in love. And in the like very last scene, I think it is, they ride off together on the lawnmower. Because he mows lawns that's how he got all the money. He mows lawns to get money. Anyway, that is a reference to that. I adored that movie. I'm sure like there's a bunch of stuff that doesn't age well, but a young Patrick Dempsey, he has the curliest of hair. He
I
is
was just gonna say, I
so
just
freaking cute.
looked it up and it's boof. It's
It
big.
is big. The humidity, baby. And he has some SLGs. He wears some slutty little glasses. I adore this. Started my like obsession with Patrick Dempsey, which continued into Grey's Anatomy, of course. God, Mick, what is
That's
it?
what he's
Dr.
in.
Yeah,
I'm
Dr.
like,
McDreamy.
I remember his face. I just don't know what the hell he's been in.
Yeah, he
That
aged well. Yeah. Anyway, that's Can't Buy Me Love, which of course they have the Beatles. Is it Beatles? No. Monkeys?
yeah,
No.
Beatles.
Beatles? Beatles,
Oh,
thank you.
you monkeys.
Well, because I was like, the Beatles don't usually allow their music and stuff, I thought.
Yeah, they were always like really protective of it
So I don't know
beforehand. I
why
don't
this
even
one
think they went
it's definitely
digital
in there.
lately.
But that obviously is
Maybe.
where the name comes from. But yeah, a lot of references to Can't Buy Me Love specifically because of the connection there in terms of plot. But anyway, the ton of rom-com references in this movie.
Yeah. I appreciate a film that is gonna reference like all the influences that come. I kind of feel like this is a screenwriter that gets like something that they know is going to be like popular, and it's like, right, this is the one that's going to be my love letter to all the things that have got me to this point and stuff. And John Hughes films being like a huge part of that, like all of those references going in, and then also kind of like layering on the tropes of like, well, that's also thrown like all the other rom-coms as well. I thought that worked really well, especially for a film that is kind of subverting, I guess, the tropiness of rom-coms in a way, in the sense of, well, this is not really a a romance that has been really kind of like bubbling away that we've monitored that all throughout. It's actually been a somewhat, well, I was going to say healthy, but I mean, like it started from a good deed, being like entering like her into like his heart a little bit. She's always had a bit of a crush on him, and then towards the end, they kind of realize, oh, actually, I like your company. I like your company. Let's get together
Mhm.
and let's like do crazy things together. In that sense, quite healthy and lovely. We'll skip over the details a little bit, but yeah, I kind of like the way in which that kind of like developed, and it's not this kind of just huge profession of love. Like we're not getting
Yeah.
the boombox moments, or well, I mean, we are,
Getting
but
one,
it's
yeah, but
not in
it's
the same way. You know what I mean? It's like it feels very
yep.
different.
Yeah, no, I agree. It feels more down to earth, more realistic in terms of how
Mm,
people do end up dating or getting together, and it is sometimes in small gestures, not grand gestures,
mhm.
which I really liked. I like that seemingly throughout the movie, Todd the mascot doesn't give her a hard time, doesn't really buy into the rumors, and even if he believes them, he doesn't care.
Yeah,
So I mean, given his history with her, he's probably like, she's probably just making it up for to help people. You know, she did that with me. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I kind of like
much less Rom than I
I kind
remembered.
of like his I kind of like his build though throughout the entire film, in the sense of like just establishing that he's a solid guy, like in the sense of yeah, he makes a bit of a fool of himself as the
He's a
Blue
mascot.
Devil, the woodchuck like kind of outfit, like when he eats shit after like jumping on the trampoline to try and make the dunk is like really kind of funny. Then just having him, I guess when they're younger and stuff, and like be like, you mind lying kind of thing, or like saying it, or will you not tell people, I think is exactly what he said,
Mhm.
in a sense of like, well, this is just a kid that's very assured of himself. He's not ready for this at this time, and he's not comfortable
Yeah.
with this whole situation. I'm like, establish boundaries, king, go for
Yep.
it, like
7
do what you
Minutes in
need to do.
Heaven yet again being portrayed on our screens. Always a
Is that a
thing.
thing? It's not a thing. It's not a thing. I refuse to believe it.
I never participated in anything like this, so but I was also not invited to, like, the cool parties, so could have been a thing, wasn't a thing at any parties I went to.
But then I also like the fact that like it built him, and his job is a little performative and a little bit embarrassing, but he seems to carry no shame with it as well. Like I feel like other films would have been like, oh god, he's working here and he's having to sing songs for like happy birthday to people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cringe. And it's like it's just got a job and it's just his personality and like
Yeah.
isn't
Where's my
judged
Red
for it. Like
Lobster?
love
Go off, King. Wear that lobster hat. Yeah.
it.
Alright, well, should we get into, some of our categories here, some of our awards?
Yes.
For the most romantic gesture, you had me at ... Um, this is interesting because it's like, yeah, there's the boombox moment. I really feel like there's 2 that come to mind in terms of being, like, romantic/bigger slash bigger gestures. The first one being the musical number,
Yeah.
because it's iconic. Like, Knock on Wood is, like, so fun, the feather boa, her, like, popping out of a wheelbarrow full of wood, is so fun. And then the other one I had in mind was him coming out of the Red Lobster and like seeing if she's okay after that interaction with that guy who was sexually harassing her. I don't remember his name, but I don't
You
care
don't
to
want
know
to.
his name. So those are kind of the two moments that stand out for me. But what do you think? What do you have in mind?
Yeah, certainly thinking the musical is up there for me. I was wondering though, because like in the kind of wording of it, we say roast romantic gesture or
Mhm.
best gesture,
Yeah.
the performative, like overheard fucking scene at the
Oh,
party.
yeah.
Like it wasn't romantic, but it was a good
It
gesture.
was a lot of gesturing happening. Yeah.
But no, I think you gotta put for me. I'm gonna put the musical because
Yeah.
it is just. I mean, it's iconic.
Yeah. You gotta know. It's so good. The whole like the way of the pun, it's like a woodchuck and it's so good. It's so good. Like, and
Mhm.
I love that she's like, I just wanted a musical number. Like there really
Yeah,
isn't much more than that. It's just I wanted a musical number and I got one. So we love it. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm
screenwriter's
gonna have
voice
it.
coming out through the leads, the voice through
But
the
we have Emma Stone and we want a musical number. It's like,
yeah.
do it. Go off.
Mhm.
Okay, incredible. Let's get to the meet cute or meet creep meter, where we decide how problematic this romance is. Like we said, not really about the romance in this movie, you know? Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know that we're going to find a ton of problems with it. It feels like it might be difficult to find a bunch of problems with this.
Yeah, I mean, so we're talking about the romance itself and not the film.
Correct.
Because if we're talking romance purely, I think, yeah, completely agree. We didn't see enough of it to really see any problems. I always have
Mhm.
the immediate thing of like, well, let's pull it back a bit. They're in high school. Let's
Yep.
be cynical. Older people
Yep.
here, it won't last. So I'm like, pull it back. But yeah, I don't think there are any bad things to it. Maybe Olive is
No.
probably the most problematic element of this entire
Yeah.
relationship.
I would argue that like they barely know each other, so we can't exactly put them in like soulmate status, right? Like they're
Yeah.
really just starting out at the
Well,
end of the film.
they know each other. I mean, they've been to school for so long, and they've been like adjacent to each other's lives. I feel like they kind
Sure.
of know each other there. But
Different
yeah,
to like
not
know
enough to
someone
be
than to have
soulmates.
dated them for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I feel like I would put this in green flags galore.
I
Um,
agree.
but I guess the question of like whereabouts in green flags galore, like they feel like they know each other. They have the least amount of romantic interactions in this tier. Like because 10 Things I Hate About You is also in this tier, as well as The Wrong Paris. They have like the least amount of romantic interactions in terms of like actually dating, but I might
Mhm.
argue that they are a bit better for each other than the couple in The Wrong Paris. But
How dare you? I'm still outraged that the Wrong Paris wasn't at the top of this list. Like
no.
the high school of it all makes me want to put it at the bottom of this ranking anyway. So like I think it's in a good position where it
Okay.
is.
Yeah, we can leave it
And
there.
if you're okay to settle on that as a
That's fine.
compromise,
Yeah, I like it. I think that works.
amazing.
Okay, so perfect. So that's where that's gonna go. And then of course we also have to discuss the best in showmance. We have to give this a score of basically our enjoyment of it. And I think this one is interesting because I think this is a movie that I remember very fondly. I remember really loving it. And I think I like there was a lot that I had forgotten about this movie in my rewatch. So I don't know. If do you want to go first? What are you thinking for where you would like to put this movie? What score you would want to give it?
So, as I've been doing recently, I've been jumping on Letterboxd again, and I went to see what I originally rated this.
Oh,
I
interesting.
originally gave this a 3.5.
Okay. Wow, a
Which
three.
if
Wait. We need to take it back a second. My brain has just comprehended what you said. A 3.5 out of what?
5. So
Oh,
that puts
never
it
mind. Never
that
mind. I was thinking out of
that
10 and I was like,
oh no
what?
no 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 no, no. And
Phew!
that puts
Okay,
it
we're fine now.
that would put it in a 7. However, I did
Yep.
adjust the score.
Oh no. And us at home, we all know that whenever Stuart adjusts a score, he's never adjusting it higher. He's
No,
literally never being like, actually, I loved this way more.
no, I
Never
just
happens.
I think I was a bit too harsh because
Yeah.
I rated it the moment the credits hit. And I think I was offended by the credits in this film because of the stupid, just
This is
for
I
no
s-
reason,
yes.
just someone was like, "Oh, I've learned this new thing in After Effects. I'm gonna have them positioned in the road."
I love that you brought this up because I would have forgotten to. So I watched this with my husband, Will. As we were watching this and we were watching the credits, we usually now, especially movies of this era, will wait and see if there's any like blooper reels or any fun stuff that comes after.
Mhm.
As we're watching this, he literally says, Stuart is gonna hate that font and that text. He's like, he's gonna hate that. And I was like, obviously he's gonna hate it. Like, there's no
Mhm.
way he's going to enjoy this.
Yeah, it was just pointless. It was just again, I talk
Yeah.
about the way in which this film has aged badly. It's
Yeah.
choices like that are just bad art choices,
Yeah.
and this isn't the film for that at all. Like,
Yeah.
just cut to a black screen and have the names
Yeah,
go
you don't
by.
need
It
to
would have
do
been
what you're
perfect.
doing. It'd be
It's
different if I think they like did. I love when shows will do like a school yearbook at the end and like there's bloopers or there's like
yeah,
funny moments. That's different. But like don't waste our time with like going down a road with credits on the side. Like
or
what are we doing?
or even like a super bad that's got like the kind of like more stylized kind of like
Yes.
intro credits with like the dancing silhouettes and stuff. Like that fits for
Yeah.
that film and the vibe it is. This just didn't match anything that was to do with this film whatsoever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that alone made me like rank it low. But I do
Mhm.
think if I'm going to compare it to previous scores I've given for other films, I mean I can't give it a 2.5 and then scale it up to a 5 and it be lower than Say Anything because this is absolutely a better film than Say Anything.
Mhm.
So I think by that I have to give it a 6, which puts it on par with The Holiday, and I'm not angry again about that. Actually, I think that for me works. So yeah, I'm
Mhm.
gonna give it a 6.
Okay, you have given it a 6. Um, let's see. So looking at my past scores, my highest score is a 9.5, which is 10 Things I Hate About You, down to a 9 for The Holiday, an 8.5 for Bridesmaids, a 7 for Say Anything, a 5 for The Wrong Paris, all the way down to a 2 for Merv. I personally feel like I would probably this is tough. I would probably it definitely above Merv and The Wrong Paris in terms of like
Definitely
Easy
above
A.
Merv. Are you sure? Above
Stop it.
Merv?
Stop it. Easy A is very quotable. And I also
Yeah.
think like the nostalgia for me of it coming out shortly after I was in high school, like it's always going to hit a little bit harder because of that, because I relate to it in that way, because I quoted it so much with my friends. Uh and Emma Stone is just so good. Like she's truly
Mhm.
so good. Um it doesn't age all the way well. There's some things that are like a bit icky, like the amount of times that the word homosexual is said is just very clinical and strange. Um so I think all of that being said, I think I'm gonna land at a 7.5. I think I like it a bit more than I like Say Anything. I think it's more iconic than Say Anything. And I really
Yeah.
also love the amount of references they're able to pack in here. I think it really is like a love letter to rom-coms of the past, which I love.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna land at a 7.5. That feels right to me. That feels like a good spot for this to be in. And I'm gonna fix the bar so no one get mad. No one yell at me. No one ever yells at me, but I'm always just worried that people are gonna yell at me. Don't yell at me.
It's fine. Something that has just tickled me is the fact that I've rated this lower than The Wrong Paris. Um, and I stand by it. I
You're a
stand by
monster. You
that
should feel
completely.
ashamed of yourself.
Hey, which one would I want to rewatch? I guarantee I would rather right now watch The Wrong Paris.
Good God.
I know. I
Good
really enjoyed it. It's
God.
such a stupid film.
It's so dumb. It's actually so stupid. Wow. Just wow. Okay, so 7.5 for me. Would you say 5? No, 6. 6.
6.
6 for you. That's pretty solid scores. I think
Yeah.
we're being as kind as we can be, I think.
I think as well, like to frame my thing, I always say 5 is a good, acceptable, like the bar for like a good film. Anything below 5,
Mhm.
dog shit, trash. Don't bother. Don't watch it.
Yeah.
Merv, that's why you got that score.
Merv
But like anything
sucked.
above, yeah, like you can't have a baseline without having a baseline. So like halfway, I think is that. So
In one way,
anything
I'm
above is
grateful
good.
for Merv for like reminding me that I do have taste. Like reminding me that I have my limits of like what
Hmm.
I will allow, and I just can't fucking
Can't fucking allow it.
I won't allow it, Like I really I can't allow it in my life. Yeah. I have taste occasionally. Just sometimes. Not always. Okay,
Sometimes.
I'm updating. I'm very curious. Vamp for a second while I finish my maths here so that I can update people on our overall averages.
Maths, vamp, what? People of the podcast, I'll tell you about a little pre-pod gossip here.
Oh
Jess
geez.
had me for a solid 5 minutes waiting while she said to me every 5 seconds, wait, wait, hold on, wait, hold on, everyone, wait, hold on. And I swear to God, it was the longest 5 minutes of my life. I think it was actually 30 seconds, not 5 minutes, but it felt like 5 minutes.
But kidding. I didn't mean to. Like sometimes I got like caught in a loop. Like my brain just short circuited and I couldn't, because it was the thing where I was like telling you to wait so that I could process something, but then I couldn't process it knowing there was the pressure of trying to process it. And so my brain just stopped working. It's fine.
Was that good
Okay.
enough vamping? Have
I
you done
think
what you need
so.
to
I
do?
think so. And I think these numbers are accurate, but if they're not, then who cares?
Thing is, I just wait. Hold on. Wait.
No, you don't mean it. Okay, so I took the average. I was curious to know what our average scores were so
Okay.
far across the films.
Yeah.
So we're actually closer than you might think. Like I thought there would be a larger difference between our averages because I just feel
Mhm.
like generally I'm nicer to the movies.
Yeah.
But I'm not that much nicer than you are. So your average is a 7.13, which is like
That's
higher than
pretty
I would have
high.
thought. And
Yeah.
mine is an 8.5. So I mean, I'm
Not bad,
pretty
actually.
kind, pretty generous
I
to some of
will
these
say
movies.
10 things I hear about you is doing a lot of lifting with that
It is.
score.
There's not that many data points, maths. This is how math works.
Maps, maps,
But
maps.
maths. Anyway, that's just a little update for all of you people. But should we talk about what we're gonna cover next?
Yeah, so as per our agreement, and to understand, you get a second pick? Or we're
Okay.
back onto regular picks?
See, you
I can't
framing it this
remember.
way. What happened? If you all will remember, flashback a few months ago at this point, back when we were in when we were in the original early aughts pick, I was talking about like, oh, I really want to do this. I'm not sure, blah, 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 blah. And I had said, well, I really want to pick one pick, but I can't pick it because there's also a more Christmassy themed pick in the holiday that I would like to cover. And you had said, okay, if you do the holiday rather than making me sit through serendipity,
Mhm.
I will pick whatever you want to pick for my early aughts pick, which is what we are
So
on
it
now.
is my pick, but I don't know what I'm picking because you're picking on my behalf.
Yes,
Fantastic.
that's exactly what's happening. And it took us at least 15 minutes before we started recording to realize this.
If if you betray me now and pick serendipity, I am quitting.
Can you imagine if I did that? No, I won't do that.
Yes,
Mostly
I
because I
could.
value our friendship and I don't think our friendship could handle covering serendipity. I really
Yeah.
feel like it would tear us apart.
An hour
Because
of us just shouting at each other.
I love that movie and I will not hear slander against it. No. The people behind the phones are now being like, "Cover it." No. What we're going to be watching.
All three fans of that film.
They're sugar their fists. Stop it. This is just an iconic movie. Anyway, we're going to be covering a movie that I personally feel like is very underrated in the realm of rom-coms. Again, I have nostalgia for it. It came out in 2005, so it hit me at that time where I was like getting into high school. You're very like schmoopy at that. I was very schmoopy at that age where you're like, oh, I'm gonna have this whirlwind romance one day. I don't know why I sounded like British when I said that, but that's what was happening in my head at the time. And this movie just hit me at that time. When I tell you the
Okay.
cast, you're not going to believe me when I say it's a good rom-com. And you probably aren't going to like it because you're watching it for the first time in 2026. But there is a film called A Lot Like Love, and the romantic leads in it are Ashton Kutcher and Amanda Peet.
Choices. Who the fuck is Amanda Peet?
Oh, stop. Why are you doing this to me? You know who Amanda Peet is. Just Google her.
I genuinely
Google
do
her.
not.
You'll
I'm very
recognize her.
sorry, Amanda, if you're listening to this, which you're not. Wait, I'm googling.
Google her. Yeah. You'll recognize her face. If you say you don't recognize her face, I'm
I
offended.
don't.
What? What do you mean you don't? She's in a bunch of shit. Just what? What is happening? You remember the movie Saving Silverman?
No.
We need to talk about. We need to watch Saving Silverman. That movie is
Is
trash.
it about Sarah Silverman? That's all.
No, oh no. Saving Silverman. Okay. You know the movie American Pie?
Oh, yes. You talked about this. It's the
Saving
alternative one,
Silverman
right?
is like it's like grungy cousin.
Yeah.
Saving
And
Silverman is
still stars
iconic.
Jason Biggs.
Also stars Jason Biggs, also
Yeah.
stars Steve Zahn, and Jack Black is in it.
Oh. Okay.
It's I remember loving it. It's very like I'm a teenage boy and find this hilarious. Like
Oh.
I'm warning you. Like when I was like that age, this was my kind of comedy. I thought it was so funny. Anyway, Saving Silverman is something you also need to watch. But we're going to be watching A Lot Like Love. You're probably not going to like it, but if it gets one other person in the world to watch this movie, I will be so happy. I adore this movie. I really do.
Fantastic. I have to suffer. So some random listener who we love, thank you very much. Give us
Love
5-star
them.
rating and
Yes.
subscribe. Gets some joy. I have to suffer for their joy.
You do. Yep.
That's the premise of this podcast, isn't it?
I don't think you'll actually suffer, but you probably won't. You won't. The thing is you're never going to love it as much as I want you to.
I don't
but-
think it'll be as bad as Merv. That's
Nothing can be
we're
as
on to win.
bad as Merv.
We're on to
The
a winner.
leads have chemistry, at least, Stuart. Please.
Okay,
My
that's good.
God, they do. They have good chemistry. Oh, the Wig Watch. You're gonna love the Wig Watch.
Yes.
Yes, it's
Miss proper wigs.
It's a good. The wigs are just so.
Are they wigging?
They are wigging. I'm curious now. I need to look the runtime. An hour 47. Okay, a touch long. Easy A was like spot on an hour and a half, and I was overjoyed. It was great.
Yeah, felt a little long, but
Stop. It did not.
It did. Third act goes really quick, but that second act,
there are some dragging moments. But
yeah,
that's what we're covering next week. A Lot Like Love. So everyone go watch it. I promise it's worth watching. I really love it. I just think it's quaint. You know, it's just so
quaint. Okay, we'll find out. I've never seen.
Hate it, and I'm gonna hate you.
Well, even if I hate it, I'm excited to watch it for that reason alone.
Yeah. This is why I just can't bring my darlings to the podcast because you'll kill them all. You'll just kill them.
Yeah,
it made me so sad.
Hey, no, but the thing is, like, this is my pick, Jess, so you can blame me.
I hate it here.
Oh,
I hate it here.
Should we go?
Anyway, that's everything. We're gonna leave here now. Go watch the movie that I recommended, please, everyone, because I love it, and I'll be sad if no one watches it. Anyway, anything else, Stuart? Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
What can we talk about? I mean, like TV show wise, I mean, Trailers UK, top notch. If you know what's Trailers UK, go and watch it. It was fantastic.
It was very
Celebrity,
good.
now the civilian season. Trailers US,
not nearly
right.
as good.
Yeah, 550 coming up. Excited for that. All the press stuff's happening this week.
550. What did you just say?
Survivor 50.
Survivor 50. Yeah, that's coming up. The Pit is on. Pit's incredible.
The Pit. I'm tempted to stop watching so I can binge it.
You're a monster.
Yeah.
You're an actual
because week
monster.
on week is torture.
You're the problem. You're the reason that streaming services are like, we should just drop the whole thing.
What can I say? Don't give me a paltry 45 minutes when I want an hour and a half.
I can't handle a binge of The Pit. It's too much. Like,
it was strong emotions though. Like,
and I warned you it would be. I'm like, this show is going to make me so sad.
Sobbing, like.
Yeah, I knew you would.
And having minor panic attacks over the lack of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, some good TV on right now. So
yeah,
some good stuff to enjoy.
Excited for that.
Yeah. Okay. Stuart, do you want to do the outro we originally talked about, or do you want to do the one that I suggested at the bottom of the document? Did you see?
I mean, it has to be the one at the bottom of the document. I can't believe that we haven't talked about that line since.
Wait, which one?
The one that you've put in all caps.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So until next time, everyone, c'est la vie.
Love you.